future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Baby, don't touch that dive.
It's Heidi time.
Don't touch that
Power of Heidi.
dive. Cutting through all the static. She's the voice heard 10,000 miles. Dancing naked to toys in the attic. She's a trend that begs for a try.
Oh, who sings that?
Ooh, she's out to win your demographic. She's about as crazy as crosstown traffic. She likes the boys, acts a little bit sappy. Just to be clever, she's just so radio.
Woo! Hello, America, and welcome to the Heidi and Amanda show and Out of the Friend Zone.
Yes.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah.
Open up your little bottle of wine I got for you. Today's a scary show.
So cute.
Isn't it cute? This is what. Okay, I just want men to know a little bit of advice.
Okay.
These little wines are terrific if you want to go have a picnic or like a little beach outing. So when men feel that they want to go somewhere, like in the woods or the meadow,
Just
or
frolic
to
around.
some deserted beach and frolic around, always have these little wines. They're like the little, even though it says Gallo family, and you know, Gallo is probably not a bottle of wine that you would buy, but when they're in the 4-ounce or 6-ounce sizes, damn, buy a couple of those things.
Right?
Yeah. And then you have so much fun out in the meadow, and you always have the wine on you. And then it's a twist off cap, so you don't have to have too much stuff. You can drink out of the bottle. This is a woman's beer.
It's a perfect amount.
Right? You keep your 6-pack too. I know, because I've drank them before. Look, I still have my 6-pack.
Yeah, you do. Gets you nice and toasty. Ooh.
So anyway, Jarvis, that's a little tip for you. Even though Jarvis doesn't drink, he's never been drunk. He's our
What?
engineer. If you're just tuning in, this is
No way.
UBN Radio, iHeart, iTunes, Stitcher, and Jarvis is our engineer. I'm Heidi, and this is Amanda Grace Cooper.
Hi,
I'm Heidi
everyone.
Selexa, and Jarvis is our engineer. He's a tall drink of chocolate milk. God, Jarvis, you look so great today. You dress like a king.
A king.
You know what? You look like a
Oh.
prince. Who's that handsome
Wait, you
black
just downgraded
prince?
him.
Wait a minute. No,
He
wait.
was a
No, I
king.
did not.
Then he was a prince.
Okay, sorry. That's not what I meant. So, did I downgrade? Oh, I'm sorry. Will you turn my headphones up? Because apparently I can't hear what I'm saying. Jarvis, what's that cartoon where it's the prince is this tall, handsome black man? God, I miss Jeremy.
Where a prince was
You
a
can talk in the
tall-
microphone, Jarvis. You don't like me and
No.
Jeremy. You don't like me and Jeremy. Jeremy was the only black guy I ever dated, but I'm telling you what, I have never loved anybody more.
Aw.
And I loved him. I really did. I wake up every morning and I say, I love Jeremy Jesus.
What happened?
You know, I think he got scared. I liked him too much.
Huh.
Yeah, well, he wasn't quite ready for the relationship, and he kept saying I'm marriage material.
Oh.
Which is true. My aunt told me that when I was a little girl. She's like, you're going to have a tough time because you're marriage material, but you're independent and you're tough and you're daddy's little girl, like you.
Correct.
Amanda and I are both daddy's little girls. Right, Daddy? Hi,
Yes.
Daddy. I miss my daddy.
That sounds
I think
so
I'm going
like-
to go to my daddy's after the show, and I'm going to stay the night over there. I miss my daddy.
Oh, right. That's what you said.
I love my daddy. You do that, too. You spend Saturday nights with your daddy.
I love that. Yeah.
Right? We're adult women. Amanda's 23. You're so cute.
Oh, thank you.
You look like you're
Heidi.
like 12.
Good jeans.
You have your jacket
Good
on.
jeans. I do.
Take your jacket
Keeps me
off.
warm.
I have a little special something for Valentine's
Well,
Day.
I'll part it a little
Oh,
bit.
yes. Look at her little cleavage.
I'm gonna be.
We're gonna put a little. I have a little chocolate kiss. I want to put. We're gonna do chocolate kisses in the cleavage today for Valentine's Day
In my
to remind
cleavage.
men. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So by the way, I didn't do my hair today. Today was a
So?
really bad day.
It looks pretty.
It's up in a little pony. Does my face look fat? Jarvis?
No.
Because I came off the Master Cleanse and I have had a little wine. Although I did just open the wine like 5 minutes ago and I haven't even sipped it. We didn't even cheers. You
I
probably,
know. I sipped it. Whoops.
Cheers. Today, Amanda and I are going to
Cheers.
be making, as we're both actresses, and I'll explain. I'm also a film producer, and I've never been under so much stress in my life.
Right.
And this is supposed to be a thriller, and it is a thriller. But Amanda and I are both actresses and have acted in horror films. Thriller. Well, kind of like, I would say thriller horror. Well, mine was horror. I ended up getting killed.
Mine was comedy.
Yours was comedy thriller. Yeah, yours was like the cheerleader one.
Comedy
And
horror.
you were like the geeky girl, but you're so cute.
I know.
You're so cute. I love you in that film.
I love character acting.
I love it too. Like, I was thinking, my new thing with the new headshots I'm getting this weekend, maybe I should go out to be like, Jarvis thinks I'm a tomboy. Look at me over there with that white photo. But Jarvis says I should wear a pigtail. Well, don't show that one with my Heidi Selexa panties. And my merchandise. Amanda, we should have the Amanda and Heidi panties on the show.
That would be
We
funny.
should make them on and sell them.
That
And
would be
also, but it's gotta be good material,
organic.
organic,
Recycled.
and we're talking. You can wash those panties in any wash machine, and it will not rip the threads out of them or whatever.
Right.
Do you buy panties at like Victoria's Secret
All the time.
And right, okay, so those last. It depends if you can wash them in different wash machines, and it'll ruin them. But they're $5 a piece.
They don't last.
5 for $25. They don't last.
No.
And that's okay, because I thought panties were supposed to last, and then my
Right.
best girlfriend growing up said that every time she got a new boyfriend or like a new thing in her life changed, she would get new panties, throw away all the old ones
Oh, that's so
because she thought it was
funny.
energy, and
Interesting.
and even her mattress or her bed. Like when she
That's a little OCD.
no, but not when she was married
Oh,
twice, and
when
now
she's
going on the
married.
third time. I mean, not really. She's with this guy for years and years, and he was her high school boyfriend. He's black, and he was the only black man in Irvine, California. But he was the star. Oh God, I loved this guy. Was so cool. But he was a star football player, like one of the stars, right? I mean, he was fit and thin. He wasn't a tall, big black guy. So the fat white guys, of course, were the linebackers.
Right.
I don't know,
right.
but this guy was. What is it in the Super Bowl? They gave me Super Bowl lessons last week.
Super Bowl lessons?
Friday, yeah. So Super Bowl, like the
Oh.
linebacker are the big guys, right? Are
Don't
they the
ask
biggest?
me.
Jarvis, what were you? He was a wide receiver. Okay, that means you just go out. But now he's got panties showing on the screen. So this could be
know.
the Amanda and Heidi panties where it's silk and lace. But you can wash them in any wash machine and they don't get ruined.
Exactly.
Right? Because they're expensive. Men
They
don't understand
are.
that.
I think underwear should be free. Hello.
Oh, well,
we
yeah, if
need
we
'em.
have to wear clothes,
Right.
right?
Why should
and
we
you know
buy
what?
that?
The right bras should be free.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because
Why?
if you wear the right bras, it diminishes the chance of breast cancer, I'm sure.
Oh, that is true.
But I do sleep in my bras, which is why I'm still perky. I know.
That's not
Don't
good
make
because
that
of the
fit.
wire.
I know. My mother was my junior high sex ed teacher. The first time I
what?
wore, yes, she was. And I had to wear a training bra at age 11, even though I was not developed, just to prepare myself in case they grew up overnight.
grew up. I've
Overnight,
never heard
that they would stay perky and that they would, like if you start training them right away, you train them how to be.
That's true.
How they're supposed to look, right?
Yes.
So my mother said.
Oh my gosh. Shout out Heidi's mom.
Hi, mommy. So she had me be her aide. I was like the aide. This is Missy Pyle, the actress. I just had Missy in my film, Caretakers, and we're doing another film in April. So, it was Missy. It's 420, by by I don't know why I had to
What is
call
that
attention.
supposed to
I don't
mean
know.
for you?
Dr. 420 has a show
Heidi.
here. Oh,
What?
well, it means relax time. Cheers.
All
We're-
right, everybody.
Woo! Cheers. This is our first sip of wine today.
I know.
Oh my God, it's 420. And
Wait, hold on. Actually, I had
we don't
wine
smoke
last night.
marijuana, so
No,
then
I
you know
don't.
what it means. So then we just have to have a sip of wine. Did you have wine last night?
I did at 1:00 in the morning.
Oh,
so
good.
technically,
You should
that
have
was
called
today.
me. Why didn't you call me?
I was
you
at
were.
the studio.
Oh yeah. So Amanda has another show,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on this Dash Radio. And it's an electronic show. And last night on their show, they had these huge mixers. Now, it's so funny. Huge DJs. Let me tell you something. When you said to me, do you know Marshmello? Do you know? I stared at you because let me tell you, I built the 80s on 8 at XM. XM satellite radio before the merge. Now it's the merge. And by the way, I'm really close with all the Sirius people. It's XM Sirius. It's not, there's no separation now, but there was. It was two completely separate companies, right?
Right.
So when I say this is how it was.
Okay.
I knew the electronic, all of them that came in. They'd also come into the 80s on 8 and come on my show. Why? Because they let me play whatever I want. So I was mixing stuff. I would mix Cyndi Lauper. I'd have Tony Bennett come on my show and sing a Cyndi Lauper song.
Wow.
I had Cyndi Lauper sing a Stick song.
I love her.
Oh, I know. She was, and she's really into not, like with DC, this is in Washington, D.C. XM was in D.C. Now it's both D.C. and New York.
Okay.
Serious.
Okay.
But Cyndi Lauper, the houses, everyone in D.C. is trying to clean up D.C. because it can be very dangerous. It was very dangerous. Okay. They put XM in the gang area. On the U Street gang lived there and the grandmas still live there, right?
Oh my
but
gosh.
These are gorgeous structures of houses. They're like the 4-story, 3-story houses, right? But Cyndi, when I brought Cyndi on the show. Like I actually called her. I said, Cyndi, I want you to come on my 80s on 8 show, et cetera, et cetera. So she flew in from New York, and then we picked her up at the airport. And we were driving back, and we were driving through D.C., and she's like, I can't believe that the government, these people in this world don't understand that this is their home.
Right.
You can't just come in and gentrify the whole...
Yep.
You can't kick him out. Like she's like, it's awful, but they're going to do it. They're going to offer them like, $300,000-$400,000 for their. But really, now some of those houses are $1 million. But technically, there's a lot of work that has to be done in there. But she was so sensitive to people that were not rich.
Yeah.
And I say that because. Obviously, even though she's only had 5 #1 hits, and compared to her and Madonna, oh God, I couldn't have Madonna there. Madonna and her in the 80s,
Yikes.
but it's to this day, right? Do not get along. It's like there's some. Let me tell you something.
Some beef.
There's some bands and some really freaking famous bands that are in the same category as each other. You cannot.
Right.
They go on tour together.
Right.
So, but the thing is I know all of them, right? And they all come on my show and they all love me. So they all but they don't understand, like, I give everyone equal attention. However, there are some that I'm closer with than others.
Right.
Some really well-known famous singers, very famous singers.
Right.
I'm closer with one than another, or the band, than the other. But it's just because it's a natural thing. It's not like I choose that, right?
Right.
I had to keep them on opposite sides of the XM, and they were listening to each
my
other when they were on my
gosh.
show and trying to figure out who I liked more. Who does Heidi like? It was very, but it's funny. It sounds like it's funny. It's not funny.
I don't
like
know.
that was really, because it's like really like you got to have a one-on-one connection with someone, and that's how you know. But you can't always, when we're on the air, we got to move fast. You want everyone to, if you're bringing someone on, that means you're validating them.
Right.
So you're validating them. And you got to validate some people because you do actually validate them.
Yep.
And that's what our job is.
Very true.
We have a voice. These people need to be told who they are. But it was very painful. So, you need to get used to that. And that also happens with producing and directing.
Yeah.
With producers and directors. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
does she work for
of
him?
course.
Wow, man. There's some, Amanda and I are women who are successful. We're grounded. We're daddy's little girls, but we're close with our mothers. Except
Very close
for
with
me
my
when I was her aide and as she was my sex ed teacher. But we're not going to go there.
Awkward.
We're in the bra at age 11. No boobs yet.
Oh God.
Now I sleep in an underwire bra every day, and that's why I'm still perky. Now I know I shouldn't do that. My mother had breast cancer. She stage 1. They caught it. Thank God. Right. But she's like, well, that means you might get it. I said, Mother.
Oh, because it runs in your family.
No, it doesn't. It didn't
Really?
run
I
in the
thought it
family
did.
before her.
Oh.
She ate preservatives or something, or air, or chemicals, whatever. It was because her and my father got divorced, and it made her feel like she was less of a woman.
Stress.
I had a dream, and this came to me. That's why women develop cancer in an area that's the female area, because you don't feel pretty, you don't feel attractive, you don't feel you're good enough.
What
so you
study?
develop. It just was told to me in a dream, but it's also Deepak Chopra.
Oh.
Deepak Chopra.
Deepak Chopra.
Each organ,
Oprah.
the left boob has a separate feeling than the right boob. So it depends where you get the cancer, too. That's what's really weird. So if you feel your husband left you because you're not, quote, pretty enough
Right.
or sexy enough,
Right.
you could develop that frustration and anger could hold in that area.
Oh, stress
And-
does wonders to your body.
Oh, yeah. Right. And you know that.
Yeah,
Just because,
totally.
you're young and beautiful and your skin looks terrific
Oh, thanks, Heidi.
doesn't mean that Amanda does not have her days.
Oh, I have my days.
Yeah. Right.
Today was a day.
Today was a day.
Today was such a day.
But you had a great day.
I
You had a great day. You had a
I
great
had
audition.
A great audition.
You were stuck in traffic. We started the show late. It's
Culver
not a big
City.
deal, right? Mm-hmm. Culver City. Well, yeah.
We love Culver City driving into LA during rush hour.
Dear Lord, you didn't go on the freeway, did you?
Yes, I
You
did.
went on the 10?
Of course.
No, you go the back streets. You go up Venice. And
I'm
then you
not
cut-
okay. I'm not a Thomas guide or GPS.
You could have called
I
me.
can't-
I know these back streets.
Your phone's been frozen.
Oh, that's right. Oh, thank you to the Apple and Mac people. I love them.
Shout out.
But the 10 iOS download, and what's this new download? It's trying
I
to
just
download.
saw that.
It's trying to do it on my, and then it locks it, and then it did it, so I had to do it, and now it's saying there's a new upgrade.
Say
so now
no.
there's a third. You can't. It won't. Once it tells you that, the phone locks.
No, mine hasn't. I
Well,
haven't updated it. Like
mine has.
three notifications. I still haven't updated it.
Jarvis is, going through photos trying to keep up with us. Oh yeah, Deepak Chopra. See, Deepak knows his stuff. This guy
Right.
knows that every organ that's why liver's the organ of anger.
Mm-hmm.
That's why alcoholics get angry. It's the liver holds the emotion of anger, right? Your bladder holds the emotion of timid or pissed off. Which is why they call it pissing, which is awful. I shouldn't have said that word. Did I just say that? Jarvis, will you beep that out? That was so unclassy. That was awful. I can't believe I said that. But that goes when somebody says I'm really pissed off.
Right.
That's, if you think about it, I'm really angry.
I'm really angry.
Right? When do people get really angry or angrier or too angry? It's when they're drunk.
Yeah.
Right?
That
Or
is true.
it's hard liquor normally, or beer, because there's a certain substance in those chemicals that cause your brain to react a certain way.
Oh.
It's the sugar and the ethanol of the alcohol.
Wow.
And my dad's a chemist, so I know this.
Okay.
But I kept saying to my dad, I said, why do people get hungover when they put fruit juice with their liquor? More than
Interesting.
water.
Right.
Because it's the sugar. He said, because your brain, the alcohol already has ethanol, which turns to sugar.
Okay.
And then you're putting sugar juice. Even if you kick Diet Coke instead of soda,
Yeah.
that's separate, because that's going to kick your, what it does is it trips your, it thinks it's sugar. So even though it's
Wow.
not, it's a fake sugar, it'll still trip your, what's that organ called where you get diabetes? The pancreas or?
Pancreas.
Yeah, the pancreas. That's why you're not supposed to drink.
Pancreatic
Yeah. that's-
My stepdad had that.
right. And then
that's-
also, yeah.
Right.
So, it's all like,
Yeah.
God, I am so smart. I should have been a masseuse or something.
A what?
Well, I'm just saying.
I thought you said a masseuse.
I did.
You're so smart. You should have been a masseuse.
Want to know why? Because if you can heal people through their organs by massaging them, then the organs get healed. That's why you have to get massages and drink a lot of water, so it flushes out all the negative toxins.
Right.
And you go to chiropractic care because your spines have to be in alignment, so the muscles are in alignment, and it's not pushing on your pancreas or your liver and a kidney, making it angry or frustrated or pinched.
Right.
Because then it's going to cause, and then the emotions come in.
Uh-huh.
When people
Yeah.
are sad and they cry, what is that? It's hormonal.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So that's the thyroid and the endocrine system, right? Jarvis, when you cry, you're hormonal.
It's that time of the month for you.
Oh no, but he does. Look, he was serious. You were so serious. He does. He's so sweetheart over here. I mean, I'm telling you what, any woman is going to be happy to have this guy. He's so good looking. I can't take him out. These women in their 60s. We went out to this really fun show with Wendy. Wendy Hammers. Oh yeah, Wendy's fine. She recovered pancreatic cancer.
Ooh,
She's,
good for
by
her.
the way, you would love her. She's a comedian, and she's an actress.
Okay.
And she does this one-woman show that is so freaking amazing.
Really?
Wendy Hammers. Look at her. She
I
is
would
just Gorgeous. Now, I was going to book her in the film Caretakers in place of Natalia before we picked Natalia, but Wendy was too young and pretty. She's gorgeous. And this woman is she can do the splits like nobody's business. Okay?
What? Get out of here.
Okay,
I can't even do that.
I was a gymnast, but I haven't stretched in a while that way. Never mind. Anyway, so there she is. She has purple hair. Look, it's ripe. Her shows are amazing. If anyone comes to LA or you're in LA and you want to go see a wonderful, she does a one-woman show and then she also the most amazing storyteller. Storytelling is the new thing. I love. Yeah, not just stand up, but storytelling. She's amazing. This woman recovered from stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
And if you want to go see her show, what do? You just go onto Google?
You just go, type in Wendy and then HAMMERS. And so anyway, I took Jarvis to one of the shows. It was the Ripe show, right? Oh. And she did the splits and talked about her best friend who was a stand-up comedian, Judy. Oh gosh, Judy. She died of cancer, and it was her best friend, but they would tour together. Judy, she uses the last name of
Garland.
No. Damn it! But this is in her act. This woman had the same last name as what's his name, the dirty comedian. What's his? Give me a second.
Dane Cook.
No,
dirty comedian.
No, in the 80s, 90s.
I wasn't born.
You know who? But if you think about it, you'll figure it out because his name. What was? Oh yeah, Judy something Clay. I don't know if it was Andrew Dice Clay. I don't think that's it. Anyway, so but this was her best friend who died of cancer.
Okay.
And they would tour together. But this was her bestest girlfriend. And she's famous. This woman is famous. She's hysterical. Right?
Wow.
So she dies and Wendy is her best friend.
Okay.
And she always talks about this woman on her shows, like how this was one of the most painful and emotional things that she went through was losing this woman who was her best friend.
Wow.
And Wendy's ex-husband is a famous comedian. What's his name? Steve something. And then he had the face surgery. He was on one of the first reality shows where like the comedian guy got his face done. Remember that,
reconstructive surgery.
Yeah, I know. God, I can't. Why am I blanking on names? Anyway.
It's all right.
It'll come up. Just type in Wendy Hammers and it's all there. Wikipedia, whatever.
Well, that's pretty
But this woman is amazing. She recovered from cancer. But her whole thing, like, I'm sure part of it was, it was 4.
What?
Pancreatic. People don't recover from that.
No, that was my my stepdad.
Right, but Paige, our dear friend Paige, who's the Emmy Award-winning Foley artist, Paige Pollock, gave me a name of a doctor at UCLA or USC that has the new cure. Right? Did you guys call him too? So I had Wendy call this guy, and then it's right. It didn't work.
Oh, we did everything. I mean, he was also at Walt Disney Hospital. They took care of him there, and it just.
Yeah.
He didn't really stop smoking. It's so hard.
It's hard, I know.
When you're addicted and then you find out you're going to
die anyway.
Sorry, negative, but die. It's like, what could be worse?
Yeah.
So why stop smoking? Why stop drinking? It's going to end anyway.
Right.
I got very deep right there and dark.
Right. No, I know. But I mean, you know what? I can see why someone would think like that.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever thought if you had cancer, would you do chemo?
No.
I always think, I would probably either go to China or just I would meditate and like visualize it gone.
It depends what stage it is.
Yeah, I mean, or just give it up. Like you got to at some point give it up to the Lord. I've read the Bible today.
I agree.
I love the Lord, but I'm just saying at some point you have to you can't carry all that emotional weight on your back. You just can't carry it. It's too much.
Chemo's so terrible for you.
It's yeah. You know what? I just read about it. I don't know how I got it on the internet last night. I was like, how did I get over here? But I was reading about chemo. And basically, it kills everything.
Everything.
Oh, wait. No, I ended up on YouTube watching a minister. I love the Lord, but somehow I was really angry in the last few days because of this weather. This is not normal.
What the heck?
I don't know. But the clouds are so heavy, and it's dark and gloomy like a horror movie.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to do in just a few minutes. We're going to create a horror movie. If it's going to feel like it's a horror movie, it should be done right. There's so much crap on Netflix. I don't mean to say that. It's not Netflix's fault. It's just that there's not a lot of great content. And Amanda and I are super talented and can create a great horror movie that'll scare your pants off and, get your mind off of your life for a minute.
Exactly.
It's just a little escape. And it's also, you need to learn how to protect yourself against the crazies.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Lock
you
your
do.
freaking doors.
There's going to be an apocalypse.
Canada used to be one of the safest places. They would leave their doors unlocked, right?
I don't think any place is safe, and especially when they say that.
Certain places in Canada are, but
Really?
now they're not because of the gun laws and they're trying to say the marijuana laws, but I don't think that's what it is. I think that there's probably more United States people or and criminals or whatever that are going to Canada knowing that these people leave their doors unlocked.
That's exactly what I was just
Because
going
it was
to say.
on the documentary with Michael, what's his name? Michael,
I don't know.
about Columbine. Michael, he's won awards. You know Michael, the director, the creator of...
Of what, though?
Michael Moore.
Michael Moore, yeah.
Michael Moore.
Yeah.
And great film, great documentary. But guess what? Everyone watched it because it was so great. And now Canada's not so safe because you said they leave their doors unlocked.
Exactly.
And they leave for a week on end with their doors unlocked because it's so damn safe with their cars unlocked. So where's the criminals going to go?
I don't
Right?
know. Yeah.
You just leaked it. You leaked it. I understand Michael Moore, but maybe that's why people are mad at him. I hate to be honest about that, but you basically just said where you could go to rob somebody easily without getting caught in a country that if you're not a citizen of, they can't put you in jail.
Oh,
I know. I
That's
know.
insane.
Yeah, right? So, I mean, I guess they could. They could get you and send you back to your country, but you can't be held there if your country wants you back.
if I was a killer, I would just Google the safest
Right, the safest cities?
places. Yeah, cities, wherever. And I would go there. And that's exactly where I would, I don't know, break in or steal. Sorry, I don't do that. But
we don't. But you know what? On that note, let's create this film. So Amanda and I we have been in horror movies. And as you can tell, Michael Moore is exceptionally talented. But if you're going to leak out information about where killers can go, or like where a rapist can go, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, seriously? You could just break in, you could walk in someone's house with their teenage daughter sleeping in the afternoon and get away with whatever the hell you want. Like, that is so basically he leaked it. I just came up with that right now, but I really do believe that. Which is probably why people are upset with him. But they're not saying it, though. Columbine.
Right, you just said that because there was another one that I saw as well.
Yeah.
And it was...
Wasn't it Columbine? Which one? Michael Moore's? About the school, the high school, the first guy that shot... Was he the redhead?
There it is.
Yeah. Oh, Bowling for Columbine. Yeah.
Okay.
Bowling, yeah. So... Basically, I remember that. Like, I just was like, that was the part that I went, what the? He just leaked it. And I don't know what made me think that, but I was like, oh my God, no wonder. And then people were like saying that they were upset with him, even though it was a great film, but nobody would say why. Mm-hmm. But you know why? Mm-hmm. You basically just said, I leave my door unlocked at these times. Here's, I'm going to set my purse down with wallet full of cash. And walk away for 10 minutes. Do you mind looking at my purse, watching my purse for me? I don't know who you are, but go ahead, watch my purse. That's left open with cash in it. It's like it's so stupid, right? So here's with the horror movies. I don't know why Netflix has these films on that are just so like unreal, unbelievable, goofy, silly. The acting is awful. By the way, Amanda and I are available to work every day if you're shooting any kind of film or horror film. If you want real actresses, real, like I don't even act. I just do it, right? If I feel in the moment. Like, that's just what you do, right? But I watch these films and I'm like, God, I would feel like my reaction would be so freaking real. Honestly, you don't always know how you're going to react.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it depends.
What if Jason jumped out? I mean, seriously, Amanda.
Oh, Jason?
Think about this, Amanda. If you were in your house and you probably have heard noises or you thought somebody was trying to open the door or whatever, you've had that feeling before in your life where you just knew that if the situation were different, you could be in serious trouble.
Yes.
Seriously hurt. And somebody could either rape or kill you.
That happened to me when I was 12.
Broke in the house?
Well, my brother, and I was 12, I was painting my toenails, and I think it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and my brother put on a Jason mask and went outside onto my balcony. And he began moving my shutters back and forth. I screamed for my mom. She went outside. She screamed for dear life. Did not come back into my room for 4 minutes. I thought, here we go. This is the day. This is the day I'm going to die.
Oh, wow.
So I just hid my face.
You did?
Yeah. And then my brother came running in laughing.
Okay, but you hid your face. What made you, did you know what you were thinking before that when you actually thought you were going to die?
My thought was just, this is the day I'm going to die. Oh my God.
And then you put something over your face.
Yeah, just the bed sheet.
Because you wanted to stay pretty, probably. I'm just
No,
saying. I don't know why, but
I
or
just
you
get
didn't
so
want to see it. You
scared.
didn't
I
want to
just-
see it. You didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you
what
just
am I
cover your
supposed to do?
eyes. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you know?
When something scary happens, I
Yeah.
don't think I'm going to go get a knife or I'm going to like
Yeah.
kill this person. I just think, here we go.
Yeah, like okay. So I was telling you, I got obsessed with the Bates Motel with what's his name, Norman
Right.
Bates. Norman Bates would just go crazy. Like he blanks out. He what's that called? You just disappear. You're there. You're awake. What's it? Blackout. And then he goes and he kills, right? And usually it's when something's so traumatic.
Right.
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 So, but the funny, he gets vicious and violent. He's buried people alive too. Can you imagine being buried alive? For some reason,
Can I imagine it?
No, I'm just saying. It's like you can't breathe, and then there's dirt going in your mouth. Like I don't know why I've had this vision, and it's because I thought, what is the scariest way to die? It's not being able to breathe.
Okay.
Suffocation. So, and that's because right now in
Okay.
my life, I feel like I'm being suffocated by,
By what?
just by, it's hard to be a film producer, to be honest with you. It's a lot of, like, I have phone calls to make after the show that are like phone calls that I shouldn't really have to be making. But because I'm the producer and I'm the responsible one, and I am the responsible one, I have to do this because I need to make sure that my people are covered, that everyone knows what's going on.
Oh, of course.
Like I have to make sure, and I am doing that. Like I'm the one who's structuring it. Like I have like a whole thing on my wall. This is what our next step is. Boom, boom, boom. And it's frustrating because I feel like I'm dealing with people who aren't as responsible.
Well,
I
welcome
feel
to
like-
independent work.
Yeah, well, I feel like a
Because-
mommy. And then there are times in my life I feel like I'm still daddy's little girl, and I will always be daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
And it gets confusing. And I just really want to marry the right guy
Aw.
and have our show and just be happy.
Well, I respect you only because. No, I'm kidding.
I hope it's for more than one reason.
No, I respect you.
It's not because of the fact
very
that I'm not
much.
showing any cleavage today. Amanda, you said I
I
look very classy.
actually, that's a second reason why I very much
Jarvis?
respect her.
Do you like my shirt?
I think, isn't it nice?
Do you want me to wear pigtails and a hat? And be a
No.
tomboy? I'm just saying.
No, but you're-
Jarvis is like, well, that's very classy.
Heidi, you're wearing your hair exactly how I wore it the first time I met you.
Really?
Don't you remember? I wore it in like a little top knot with long hair
Oh,
and my
yeah, you
prayer top,
did,
and you're like,
yeah.
"Oh my god,
Oh my God! Now I'm like your prayer model of your clothing line.
that is so funny."
Well, you don't have the photos of Amanda and I. They're on my phone, but it's frozen, locked. Anyway,
It's okay.
back to you. So anyway, you got scared. You almost died.
oh, yeah.
So think about it. Like if
I
that
almost
really
died.
happened to you, your reaction, you don't know. You would just cover your face. So think about it. When you do a horror movie, if that comes back to you naturally, you do that. But if your reaction, if your natural instinct is something else, but you have to be so focused and so centered to just let it go.
exactly.
And know in the end, you're not really going to die. And it's
Right.
awful to put all that energy to go through it as if you're going to die, because that's really what acting has to do. Because you're going in situations, and we're talking, these can be very heavy, dark
Yeah.
situations that even in your real life, you don't want to go in. You don't want to experience. That's why when somebody says, oh, somebody's in denial or they're not really facing and understanding the truth of things, it's because they're so in denial, because to face
Right.
it would be so painful or so difficult and so much energy. And you only have so much energy.
But sometimes you have to.
Yeah,
like,
you have to, right? But with
Yeah.
acting, you can go there. You're going to be tired after maybe. And a lot of, you don't think like that. But
Yeah.
you know that, you're going in to do this part or this audition or
Right.
whatever, but you all go as deep as you can go. You give
Right.
it as much as you can give it. It's okay if you're tired after. You can go sit in your car. That's why I live close. Why? Because I don't have energy after some auditions to go sit in traffic. I mean, really? You want
It's like
to
a full-time job.
you want to pull
auditioning all the
over and
time.
get, well, it's like you just went through some emotional breakup or whatever, like something so draining, but you need a minute to recover and say, okay, I went through there. It's okay. I survived, and it was an audition. It didn't actually happen, but now I know myself more to know if this were to actually happen, this is probably how you would react.
Oh, completely.
Right? And that's also a thing where you're getting to know yourself.
I
If you
remember-
really get centered with acting, you're really getting to know yourself.
Yeah.
And letting yourself be okay with who you are.
Yeah.
And how you react. You don't even know how you're going to react sometimes.
I mean, I remember I was on set and I had to have a crazy scene, and I had to do it 8 times.
Was it the one film, the horror film?
And no, this was actually a show, and it was a pilot, and it was for MTV.
Which pilot was it?
It was called Horror High.
Horror High?
And I played one of the leads, and I remember they just wanted me to do it 8 different ways. And I'm not a method actor,
right?
But it did get to the point where I had to envision, Dad, my dad dying. Because I've never had a sister before. I have a brother, but it wasn't the same connection feeling, right? And I remember they were doing something to my sister, and I just had to vision my dad getting brutally stabbed multiple times.
Oh God, that's
because it's one thing to cry, which I think anybody can really do. It's another thing to hold back tears and fight them off.
And I'll fight. Which a lot of the time when you're in shock, you don't realize you're doing that anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
having to do that multiple times
I know.
is draining.
Oh, it's very draining.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's why there's some actors I respect to no end. Because I understand the amount of energy. I know we have 5 minutes left in the show. Jarvis's big hand just flew up in front of my face. I like it though. You know what I mean? But he's so sensitive. One time I asked Jarvis to lift something up in my apartment, and he said, "I don't do that."
As a handyman?
He didn't. Yeah, he wouldn't do it.
Oh.
I had to do it myself, and then I said, "Screw it, I'll just hire one." I was like, Jarvis. He's such a big, strong man.
Oh.
But he's a sweetheart. But he wants everyone to know he's not a handyman. Why didn't you help me with that? Why'd you?
I don't even
said,
remember.
I asked you to carry something from my trunk, and it was heavy. He says, "Oh no, that's too heavy. I can't carry that." I had to carry He carried the little feather.
Oh. He was trying to get you to be a big girl.
And the thing is, you saw my other apartment in this one.
It's gorgeous,
right?
Yeah, I remember.
No, but this one's different. You haven't seen this one. This
the
one's on the
outside of
second floor, not the third, but the third floor. And it was hard every day. I'd walk up and down those stairs multiple times. So I just, for once, wanted a big black man to carry my stuff for me, and he wouldn't do it. I had to do it myself.
Heidi, kiss.
Ooh, that's right. We're supposed to have a kiss for Valentine's Day.
Well, you wanted me to put it down.
So anyway, let's do our horror movie really quick. I just saw online while we're doing our kisses, we could put them in our cleavage.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, if we were 2 fun girls in a bar right now in Compton, we would be attacked and being chased out. You have to understand. So think about a horror movie.
Okay.
Or maybe in the middle of Missouri, where there's men with long hair that like cute little girls like us. But say we get lost on the road in a car or something, and our car dies. Or say, for example, we end up over there, and then for some reason end up an hour away, and we are at this bar or wherever, or a car breaks down, and there's all these very horny white men with long hair from the southern Midwest, and they're very, let me have that woman, I'm a man, hear me roar, and they're disgusting, and they haven't showered in 2 weeks.
Ew,
and they grab us
Heidi.
and take us out to the middle of the Missouri trees. When, by the way, I know there's trees there because my brother bought the Ozarks. So say, for example, in the Ozarks, my brother lived there. He was a Buddhist for a year there, and he bought the Ozark Mountains, and then he gave it to the monks that are there. They're white monks. They're not Asian monks. Anyway, so they can be a little greedy too. It's not all monks are perfect, by the way. So so say for example, and say the monks are actually the killers on the monk farm or whatever you call. What is it called?
So what are we doing?
So we're creating a horror movie. Say we're stuck out in the middle of the Ozarks in Missouri, right?
Okay.
And they're a monk farm. So some of them have their head shaved, even though they're white men, right? But then there's some, half a mile away or whatever footage in the acres. After my brother bought 70 acres or something in the Ozarks, right? He bought a whole mountain. Okay. So say right after the bottom of the mountain, there's a forest over there, and it's about a mile from, or not a mile, but 500 square feet from where my brother's land, which is the mountains, right? So then the mountain ends, and then you walk in. There's all these forests, right?
Okay.
That's the free land.
So
the
that's
free
where
people.
we're at right now.
So we're in the forest, and we don't know how we got to the forest because we had car trouble. All right, we pulled off, and then we didn't realize that there were a bunch of monks. But then we go walk to the road or walk to somewhere, and they see us. And they say, "Oh my God, let me help you," and we trust them because they're monks, right?
Okay.
So, but actually, they're the scary monks. Like, they're actually evil. Like, these people go and they do this. Like, they catch cars that have problems. They probably put nails in the road and purposely cause car accidents so they can, get the people and take them into their monkhood and use them as sex slaves or, eat their body parts.
So when do we scream?
So we're not screaming yet, but I'm just saying, how easy is that? But say you create a film like that, right? That would be freaking real and scary because it could be real.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going on out there in those mountains because I lived in North Carolina and they have got those Blue Ridge Mountains or whatever it is. And they have got mothers that are living in cardboard boxes with their entire family and they have sex with their sons. And they don't call it sex. They call it servicing their sons.
Is that like trafficking?
But hiking there is the most gorgeous place in the world to hike. You just don't want to get caught out there after dark, because they may try to make you their family member. But also, they're so poor. It's the Blue Ridge Mountains. In North.
Never
Do you know
want
what I'm
to
talking
visit
about,
this
Jarvis?
place.
Okay.
Never want to go there.
No, and it's just a bunch of poor white people.
Okay.
But they're all family. And they have children with each other. The mother calls it servicing their sons. She goes, I have to go service my son.
No, Mom, no.
No, and guess what? I was with my ex-boyfriend hiking in those mountains because it was gorgeous and we love to hike, right?
Oh, gosh, where's this going to go?
Right? No, right? So, but the guy was so tough. Like, I was never afraid of, like, nobody could. That's the reason why I dated this guy. Because I was afraid when I was famous on the radio that I was going to have stalkers come in my house. Do you know that's why I was afraid? Because I had so many. I'm not saying I had a lot of fans, and I did have a woman stalked me, and she was waiting outside my car one day, and then I didn't know who she was, but she happened to be someone who was calling in on the radio.
Oh my gosh!
It was when I was at KDWB in Minneapolis, 101.3, very legendary station, right? It was frightening, and I worked late at night on the air, Heidi Stern. And she was stalking me. And so I always had that fear. But think about how real we could make a horror movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you could be the one who actually survives.
Oh,
they
cool.
always say that the character funny person gets killed. The one who survives is the pretty good girl like you.
Yay.
But you like character acting. Do we
love
want to live or
character
die?
acting. I want to live. That
Right.
would be cool.
What about if we killed the killer?
Kill the killer and then there's a sequel and then there's like another killer.
Because there's a follower. It's the other monk at the monk farm. It's a whole group of
Or maybe
them.
it's really you or me that's really doing the killing. I don't know.
That could be kind of fun.
a little bit of a
Maybe we
twist.
start killing one monk a month.
I'm
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, monks.
Anyway, so that's me and Amanda's horror show. Or is it Amanda and I? Was that bad grammar? Did I sound like I'm from the South? Because I said it is me and Amanda's little horror film, okay?
This is
I'm
a
just
racist show.
saying.
No, I'm kidding.
No, it's
I'm
not.
joking.
No, it's not. Does
I'm
it sound like that?
It's kind of-
Jarvis, does it sound like that? It does? No, I'm just saying. I don't know if I'm white. I'm Armenian.
You don't know if you're white.
I'm part white, but I'm Armenian. I'm brown.
Just say you're part monk, and that's how you can get away with it.
Right. I'm part monk, and I got the Asian eyes and the Asian teeth, and you do too.
Asian teeth. This is real racist.
And I've got the black booty. Hey, I'm Armenian, so Genghis Khan came in and just knocked everyone on the left side. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah. Just kidding. Jarvis, hi, sweetheart. Thank you for watching and listening to our show, Jarvis. And by the way, next time, take off your top, okay?
Hot.
Do I sound like I'm, what's that called, a little predator?
Oh, a predator, a sex predator?
Maybe we're the ones who actually go kill the men, like the men in the films kill the women.
Oh, God, Heidi.
I'm just kidding. Was that awful? That was awful. I shouldn't be saying that. But hey, really, horror movies, if you're going to be on Netflix, let it be good. Let it be real.
Exactly.
Amanda put a sheet over her face when the killer was coming to get her. I don't know why you did that.
Because
you didn't find a
What do you do?
What do you fight back?
I'm trapped.
You fight back.
No, I'm trapped, Heidi.
You have to have
That's literally what
something in
happens.
your room like scissors that you could go after him with.
No, I'm trapped. It's done. Hallelujah.
Okay.
12 years of solid life.
Yeah, there you go. Woo! Just barely in a training bra. All right. On that note, happy Valentine's Day with the little kiss in our cleavages. Woo! And men, please make sure that you buy your women. Ooh, it just went down my little top.
I know,
Let me
what
see
the
where
heck?
it go. Did it go all the way down on yours too. It didn't catch it that time. Sometimes
wants it? No,
Jarvis, would you like something in your cleavage? Anyway, so I'm Heidi Selexa. This is Amanda Grace Benitez, and thank you for watching and listening.
you.
The Heidi and Amanda Show. Bye, America.
Hey, you're listening to Out of the Friend Zone with Heidi Selexa. Yeah.